desirable to us. Very quickly, we want it discarded. I don't think the issue is with expectations per se, for our desires are at the root of our progress, material or spiritual. The real problem is with the unrealistic nature of our expectations. The greatest being our desire that anything good in our life should stay as it is. Padmasambhava, commonly known as Guru Rinpoche, was a young 8th century Indian mystic who spent most of his adulthood in Tibet. His charm and enigma was such that he was revered and loved by everyone who ever met him, even briefly, except some people among the royalty and commoners who envied him. People lavishly showered affection, praise, and gifts on Rinpoche. The king offered him a permanent place in his own palace and treated him like a son. He just seemed destined for the affluence and power he enjoyed. He was a bold speaker who spoke with his truth unafraid. They even predicted that Rinpoche would be the sovereign of Tibet one day. Legend has it that once, while dancing in ecstasy, holding the king's ritual, implements of a bell and trident, he hurled them in air from his rooftop. They fell to the street below, the trident landing on the head of a passerby and killing him on the spot. Those who were jealous of him seized the opportunity and a propaganda was launched. It worked and soon the public was outraged. His youth was termed inexperience, his truth arrogance. The locals pushed for the sentence that Rinpoche be banished from the community. He spent the rest of his life in wilderness. That one incident, however, was enough to awaken him, to bring him face to face with the reality of this world, impermanence. That's all you need sometimes, just one incident to awaken you, just one wake-up call to help you see what this samsara truly is, irrational and impermanent. Such a life-transforming incident then changes your perspective forever. Your old tendencies still come and haunt you, but the awakened you handles life differently. This world can offer you anything you fancy except permanence. Those who love you today will grow out one day. No matter how stable and permanent anything may appear, it is going to wither away. Nothing here is designed to last. Forests burn, mountains move, rivers dry, oceans retreat, glaciers melt, people die. However gigantic or minuscule, like heat in fire, oil in olives, the inherent nature of all things perceivable is impermanent. If we could be mindful about the transient nature of this world, adversities won't hurt us as much. When you take it as given that those in your favor today may be against you tomorrow or vice versa, their behavior won't surprise you anymore. When you are very happy, just remind yourself that this is not going to last. And when you are very sad, ask yourself why. Not why this is happening to me, but why am I sad? What's bothering me? Why am I reacting like this? Does this befit me? Is it wise? And so on. A cool breeze of mindfulness will soothe your past existence almost immediately. Both happiness and sadness, like pleasure and pain, are fleeting feelings. It's just that we so despise sadness and pain that the moment there's even a slightest trace of it in our lives, we are taken aback. One fruit fly landing in your salad is enough to ruin the whole experience of a great meal. Suffering or sadness is not wrong or right. It just is. If you want to have any chance at going with the flow of life and enjoying the process, it's imperative to remind yourself that nothing is permanent. Suffering is okay. I'm not talking about mass suffering, such as children dying of hunger. That can never be okay. The strong should protect the weak. It's individual suffering I'm referring to. The type that makes us feel that life is worthless. At the root of such suffering is the clinging to our expectations from life, as if we really know how life ought to be. We forget that everyone and everything will one day be separated from us. No one here truly belongs to us permanently. Each one of us is battling with his or her own issues. It sounds grim, but truth is generally like that. That is not to say that people don't love each other or that this is false world. It's just that it's all temporary and transient. There are absolutely no guarantees. Remind yourself of it will help you walk the path of dharma. It will give you the strength to make right choices and speak right words. And the more righteous your life, your conduct, the greater peace you experience at heart. It's that simple, really. Mullah Nazaruddin was visiting a town for 2 weeks. Having some free time at his hands, he went for a day's indulgence at a Turkish hammam. Seeing him dressed so plain, the workers quickly concluded that this customer could do with lack of service. They gave him a small bar of soap, an old towel, and paid not much attention. Mullah was pretty much on his own. The most inexperienced masseur gave him a lousy massage and scrub. Instead of complaining, Mullah gave a generous tip of 50 dinars on his way out and thanked them profusely. The staff were shocked at this hefty gratuity. A week later, Mullah visited the hammam again. The staff now knew what a rich and generous man he was. They gave him the most exclusive treatment in the form of royal greetings, fluffy towels, and a gentle and invigorating scrub and a long massage. Copious amounts of pleasantly hot water was poured on Mullah. Arabian tea with dates was served. Who knew what all he might tip when happy, they thought. At the end, Mullah frowned at them and handed a tip of just 1 dinar. Excuse me, sir? The worker couldn't resist asking. Last time we barely served you, and yet you tipped us 50 dinars. This time we gave you the finest we could, and you only gave us 1 dinar. We are at our wits' end. Oh, that, Mullah said casually while walking out. The last tip was for this week's service, and today's tip is for the last week's visit. So it is with our world too. How you are served and loved depends a great deal on how you are perceived and what all you can do for others. Love demands sacrifice. It's not good or bad. It's simply the way our mind works. And it's not just them. We too love and serve others based on our own criteria. Ultimately, everything is cyclical, conditional, and transient. Your happiness, as is your awakening, is completely in your hands. The more mindful you are with your words, actions, and intentions, the less aggression you harbor towards others and yourself. The gentler you are with yourself, the happier you will be. More happiness equals goodness. Our world could do with some more. Be kind at all times, and you are awakened. Samsara, even if transient and illusory, could be more beautiful then. Thank you so much for listening, Masters. I totally loved this wisdom by Om Swami. Hope you all had wonderful meditation. And if anyone would like to share your meditation experience or your perspective on the article shared, please feel free to unmute. Hi, Ram, please.
Thanks a lot, Swapna. It was such a beautiful meditation. Very, very beautiful meditation. And wisdom sharing as well, right? Very key to integrate that into one's vision and looking at things. Impermanence. So there is this great statement that goes, which says, the only thing that is constant is the change.
Yes.
So the moment we remind ourselves of this, lots of doubts, lots of, let's say, self-inflicted sufferings, they will disappear.
Mhm.
And just look at a plant and we realize this, that it is nothing is permanent. Look at every minute aspect of life, minute aspect of any single day. We notice that things change.
Yes.
We are not the same that we were a moment ago, and we will not be the same the next moment.
Yeah.
And so, in these constant flow of change that is happening, when we wish to hold on things expecting permanence, that leads to a disharmony, that leads to a disturbance.
Mhm.
So yes, we have to integrate this very mindfully in every aspect of life. Then instantly we notice that we are taken care, we are always in wellness. So very beautiful. And even the story of Mullah is so
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
So,
It's wonderful how he says that, the more mindful we are with our words, actions, and intentions, the less aggression and you harbor. And it's like a practice. I mean, I know this is a great wisdom, but very difficult to practice because of the nature of our expectations and how we are bound to those habits, right, Ram? So I really loved like how, he tries to bring that and says that, start right from being mindful with everything that you do, everything that you say, and that will help you make the right choices in life. And when you're not in that expectation mode and you're just mindful about what you want to do, definitely it reduces the suffering with any change that life brings.
yeah, yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Friends, anyone else would like to share your perspective? Please feel free to unmute. Thank you so much, Masters, once again for joining and adding your energies to the meditation. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. We'll all connect in our evening session.